Welcome back. This is Nano from GrayBoxx Technologies, and we're going to do a couple of quick videos. We're going to obviously bring up our software, GrayBoxx software stock trading tool, and what we're going to do is that we're going to find our links. We're going to show how to find a stock if we don't know the ticker. So we're going to scroll down to, in our links, we're going to scroll down to our Google search tool, and let's say we're looking for a tool called a company called Nano, N-A-N-O. Just happens to be my name, so that's a fun one to do. And once we find that, when we type in the name, we want to do a search, and I'm going to copy this ticker. And it tells me a little bit about the tool, a little bit about the stock. And what we want to do is I'm going to find another one that I have because I want to be able to see the chart. So it's ASML. That's a fun one to do since it's one of the bigger stocks that I own. And once we find the name, it's ASML Holding. And I want to grab this ticker, which is ASML. So I'm going to copy that. And I'm going to go back to the GrayBoxx stock trading tool, and I want to do a search for ASML. So I'm going to do a Control F to do a find, and I'm going to paste that into our search box. And it found two, which is the name, it's the symbol and the name, and then that's how we were able to find a stock. But let's just, I'm going to put in here ASML in lowercase, ASML, and I'm going to do a double click to select it. I'm going to do a Control A to get it, and I'm going to do a Control X to copy it, and I'm going to do 4 X's, and then that's my search. And then after that, I'm going to do go to the double X, click in there once. Click on the plus sign, click in the box, do a paste, and it's going to go out to the internet and find that particular stock, and it's going to tell me that it's ASML. What's the holding? Even though I already have it in there, that's why I typed it in lowercase. So I'm going to delete this, and that's our price per share. Then I'm going to go into another tool. So I'm going to go down to our links. And what I want to do is I want to find, I want to bring up TradingView, again showing how all these tools are linked together by just a cut and paste of the stock. Everything is keyed off of the stock symbol. It just happened to be the one I already have. But I'm going to go bring up the symbol search, click in the symbol search box, do a paste, ASML, look on NASDAQ or New York Stock Exchange. And I want to come back to the symbol search, but I don't want the symbol search. I want to do a switch data type. So I'm going to click on that, and I'm going to click on forecast, and then I get the price of what is forecasted to be. And there's 10 analysts offering a 1-year price forecast for the maximum estimate of $1,971 and a minimum estimate of $1,194. And then this is our average of 1,666. So I'm going to have to memorize that number because I can't. I don't know why they didn't put this in as a copy paste, but they didn't. So there's nothing I can do about it. I don't know if I can copy over here. Obviously not. Okay. So I'm going to now grab. I'm just trying to see if I can automate some of this, but obviously not. So I'm going to go back to my stock trading tool. I'm going to go and do a paste to get to my ASML, and I want to get the lowercase one that I just added because this is my standard and there's information in that particular row I don't want to lose. So I'm going to click on that, and I'm going to go to the forecast, and I'm going to then type in 1,666. I'm not going to worry about the change because that's down in the noise. And it's going to give me a forecast of 27.9%. And I have not purchased this stock because the quantity is blank. But once I do, I'm going to go back and put additional buy quantities. And if I do purchase it today, then I will type in today the bought cost basis, where I bought it at, and the bought at date, and I can see what the 1 year high and low is. I can look at the 1 year percent and the 5 year percent, and since it has met that criteria, I need to go fix the bottom row because it's telling me what my high and low is, and I'm going to fix that in a minute. But I can go look at the graph, see that the graph is 1, which means that the 1 year number is not negative, which means it's a positive graph. I have it met the 1 year criteria and the 5 year criteria, and I know that also by it automatically putting a 0 by adding it to the wish list. And then once I decide to order it, I'll decide whether I wanted to put on order 1 list, order 2 list, order 3 list. And the order 4 is where it automatically calculates what's the position within that order list. So I'm going to put that as a 6 on my order 1. Okay, and then it automatically told me I don't have any quantity for this particular stock. So it's telling me that I want to buy first 1 whole share if I own it and don't have at least 1 share. But since I don't own it at all, it's going to automatically make that a 1 by quantity. If I wanted to force it to be, I want to get the 3 shares, then I'm going to use a kind of a tricky tool that I have here. And if because it's trying to get to 1, but if I wanted to get to 3 shares automatically, then I'm going to say I want to buy an additional 2, and it knows it tries to get to 1, so it's going to take the 1 plus the 2 shares to allow me to get to 3 shares, and then it's going to take the quantity, buy more quantity, multiply it times the current price, which is $13.02, to get me to let's see, $39.07. Oh, I'm buying 3, so it's $3,907. And it's going to be order 6, and I automatically put that on order 1. And I like to come in here and then highlight that so I can see it as highlighted, but it doesn't really matter. That doesn't change anything. And then once I practically order that stock, let's say I went out and actually bought it today, and I will put a quantity of 1. And then once I order it and I put the bought at date as 2006, which is a year. I'm sorry, 2026, and then it's the month 03, and that's all I need. And once I put that information, that's the bought at date. I'm going to X out of. I'm going to select this, paste it into the bought at date, and the bought at cost is 1,302, and let's say that I bought it at 40.46, so it's going to show a gain in the gain column. Let's see, look, I put 1,046. Oh, because it's a penny less than I bought it, it should show a gain. I'll have to go back and look at that again. 1,30246, 1,2320407. That should have been a penny gain. So I'm not too sure why it's giving me the negative, but I'll figure it out later. Okay, and that's how I add. And now in this case, I would say that was a nano that of how I got it, and it takes this row and copies it down so that it has all the information I need. And then I need to go down to the bottom because I added a row, and let me go find out where the data is. Okay, it's 25, and that's 11.99. So I'm going to go to my gain column, go all the way back up to the top, and then do a conditional formatting. And I think I had 1192, but let me go back down to the bottom. And I'll go fix that in just a second. Okay, so the bottom row is 1199, so I need to fix that to be 1199 in the conditional formatting of the gain. And I need to do a done on that. And also I need to go not only to the gain field, but I need to do that for $11.99 for the 1 year and the 5 year. So I'll do conditional formatting of $11.99 and then copy that. And go to $11.99, $11.99. I need to do a done. Okay, so the gain $11.99, $11.99, and $11.99 for the 5 year. Copy and do a paste and do a done. X out of here. And now if I go back to my ASML and do a find, it's now automatically color coding those fields. And what I do is I add about 10 fields, since every time you add, it doesn't automatically adjust that last number. But I can look at ASML, look at that row, and then find out that I do have a good quantity percent 1 year, percent 5 year, which is 2 of the fields that I need. And I need 3 fields, so I need a good 1 year, good 5 year, that's automatically. And then if I have I added it to the wish list. I said that I own it, and I own the one stock. It's a forward, I wanted the new one, the lowercase, okay, which is here. I added it. It's a good 1 year, 5 year. And then what I do is that I put a 1 if I own it, and then I own one of that stock, and so it automatically puts it into Grammy's queue. But once I put my amount, it subtracts it from the quantity and then recalculates Grammy's value, how much she owns. It's an upward looking graph. It's the graph is 1 because it's upward looking, and the way I do that, I just look at the sign of the 1 year, and if it's positive, I'll say it's a positive looking graph, 1, and then looks at the 1 year and the 5 year, which means it met those 2 criteria. They're both green, but it actually looks at the value. And then it takes the graph, which is 1, takes the 1 year, the 5 year, adds them together, divides it by 3, and it gives me 100%, saying that I'm good to go on that. And so X out of 3, and it's on order 1. And now that I have 1, the next value that it wants to get to, okay, would be a 3. But since I forced a number in here from a previous exercise, I'm going to take that number out, and then it's going to take that value, which is 0, and then try to get to the next step, which is 3, but I need 2 more to get to 3, so it's going to take the 3, which is my next step, subtract the what number I already have, which is 1. It says I need 2 more, and then it's going to take the value of what's in the price per share, which is 1,302.47, multiply that times 2, which is 2,604.94, and then that's what I'm going to need. So that's a quick video of how to add a new stock and how to find the name if I don't know the name. So let me just try one more quick one. It'll go to since ASML was the name. But let me just do one for like General Electric. Electric. Okay, now I'm going to find General Electric. Hopefully that should come up with GE. Okay, and then I'm going to again do that real quick. Do a copy. I go back to my tool and do a paste, and then see if I can find General Electric. And let's see, it's going to find GE wherever it finds it, but I'm looking for it in column 1, and this is sorted by lowest to highest, so this is going to be a little bit tricky to find. And there it is, and it's already in the database, so I'm not going to add it. So I'm going to go back to just because this was a demo. I'm going to just find that ASML in lowercase, and then take that particular one out. So I'm going to select the row. I'm going to delete that row. This is Nano GrayBoxx Technologies, and this was a quick demo of how to take a stock we don't own, or if we do own it, see if we can find it by the name, or see if we can find it by the ticker. And we always want to get the ticker because we can end up not finding a tool because we misspelled the name. And that's how we link two tools together. That's how we link the the GrayBoxx stock trading tool along with the trading view, and we're gonna we can now take that stock and we showed how we did that, how we got the forecast. We can also go to the ASML, go back to the chart, and then look to see how how that stock is performing over time. We have the chart, but we have just a very simple chart without having trend lines and add additional. I can tell where I bought it at. I can tell exactly when I bought it because it's every time it crosses this trend line is where I could have possibly bought it, but I saved that date, and then I have the next higher high, and it actually projected by this trend line that it would get to the next higher high. It didn't get it within that line, but a couple of days or weeks later it finally crossed it, and then it dropped back down, and it's going to bounce off. So now this is a support, so it's going to bounce off of this, and as soon as it breaks structure, it's either going to go up or down based on this trend line, and then we're going to see where the next place is going to stop at. Now GrayBoxx Technologies, how to add a stock to our stock trading tool. So I'm going to exit out of these two, leave my tool up, and then exit out of the tool, and then load it again for the next video, and I will see you in the next video.